Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Disney Vacation Club Show. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined at the table this week by my good friends, Ms. Jackie Gailey.
Hi, everyone.
And from the timeshare store, Mr. Jerry Saito.
Hello.
And a couple things, just want to make sure we give some love to the timeshare store, dvcstore.com. If you're in the market for a Disney Vacation Club resale, you can also call them at 1-800-550-6493. Why do I have to keep looking at my script for that phone number? I should know that number by heart by now. Also, this month, we're making sure to remind you to sign up for their email blast on their website. They're giving away a $50 Disney gift card at random to one lucky person who signs up. So head over to their website, dvcstore.com, and check that out. And also reminding everybody about the great content you can find on disboards.com in our DVC forums. As I've mentioned before, and you will hear many, many, many times in these shows, I am so impressed with those boards. Yes, I own them. I understand that's kind of self-serving, but I really am. I really digging into that DVC forum as a new DVC owner, and the kind of information and knowledge and passion, it's unbelievable what's on those boards. So
it's overwhelmingly, there's a lot of information. You can get anything you could possibly want on that board as far as information. And it's unbiased. I mean, it's...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
the best
direct.
part.
Yeah, it's not a sales pitch. It's you get that straight from the source. They're telling you their experience or whatever it is.
Our posters are what makes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, exactly. So, disboards.com, scroll down just a little bit, and you'll find the Disney Vacation Club forums. There's more than a few there, covering all sorts of topics. So, the show, this week's show is going to be about Moonlight Magic. If you don't know what I'm talking about, these are the special members-only events that take place in the theme parks, usually for about 3 hours. Mm-hmm. 3 hours after the park closes, open only to members and their guests. These are free of charge, which...
Some are free. So I think some have a charge, too.
Oh, do they?
I think some do.
I haven't seen a DVC one with a charge yet, but...
I know that the after-hours events that Disney does themselves, they charge for. But I at least the one that I was trying to get into today, boy, was that an education. It was free of charge. But I believe it's the member plus 3 guests.
It's plus 4 now.
Oh, is it plus 4?
Mm-hmm. It used to be plus 5, which was really nice. Because, you know, when you're a family of 4 that has 2 kids, each of your kids can bring a friend, which made it really, really wonderful. Now it's only yourself plus 4.
Okay. So I wanted to do this show because they opened up, we're recording this on April 10th, and they opened up bookings for people that did not have resort stays already planned for the Moonlight Magic event at Epcot, which is taking place on the 13th and the 20th of May. And so I did not get up early for this. I just happened to be up around 4:30 this morning. And I went into the queue, and there was the countdown was there. And it said, you know, you'd be assigned a number as soon as this opened up at 9 o'clock. And 9 o'clock it opened, and I was assigned a number. There were 1,500 people ahead of me. Now, mind you, a week ago, they opened up the bookings for those people that already had confirmed Walt Disney World reservations on those dates. So if you had a reservation that ran over the 13th of May or the 20th of May, you could have booked that at on the 3rd, a week early, which was great, you know. So I think it was 18 minutes in, they put up a little notice saying, our May 13th date has sold out. If you want to hang out in the queue to book May 20th, just stay where you are. If not, just close this page because you're not getting in on the 13th. And it was about 10 minutes later, they said, okay, we're pausing this while we take a look at how much availability we have. Within a half an hour total, by 9:30, both dates were completely sold out. And I was like, oh, okay, that's how it's going to be. So lesson number 1 I learned about this party, which I have no idea what goes on there because I've never done one, right? I've done the after-hours party that Disney charges for, but I've never done a DVC Moonlight Magic. So lesson number 1 is you better be staying on property. You better have a reservation on property. Now, I think I stand a better chance in August because the one that happens in August at Animal Kingdom, let's please pick the hottest place on the earth in the middle of August to do this. But then I could be criticized for the same thing because I'm doing a private party on the 10th of August in Pandora. But on the 8th of August is the next one, and bookings for that open in June. And I do have a confirmed reservation already over those dates. So I'm hoping that I stand a better chance.
You definitely do.
Yeah.
But, 2 DVC members on either side of me, and both of you have had this experience. You've never actually been able to make one.
No, I tried for one at Typhoon Lagoon, and I actually called member services, and it was just not available. And I asked to be on a wait list, and they said, yeah, you can try and wait list it, but it's just not going to be open. So I never actually had the experience to go to a Moonlight Magic event. So
I've gone to a couple. So we went to one at Magic Kingdom, and that was the first year that they started doing them.
When did they start doing them?
It was it 2016 or 17?
Oh.
it's 2016. I believe.
Was it 16?
Yep.
Yeah. So they had, 2016, I went to the Magic Kingdom one, and it was so awesome. It was so awesome because there were special fireworks. So they didn't have wishes. It was a special, entirely new fireworks show that was completely different from anything you'd ever seen. It wasn't like the Halloween party. It wasn't like the Christmas party. It was completely...
That's pretty cool.
It was so cool. And I have been wishing every time...
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Upon a star, that they would bring that show back because it was unreal. And so... but for the first time in 2019, they announced all of the dates for the whole year, which was really cool. Now that Typhoon Lagoon one that you mentioned, Jerry, I actually went to one at Typhoon Lagoon also at night, and I thought it was the best thing ever.
So tell me what goes on at these parties.
Yeah.
Well, so they have special character experiences, first of all. So if you like characters, which I think characters are really fun, and so do my kids, and, they've got, so like the princesses will have their prince with them. So that's not a normal regular thing at the park, during regular hours. That was really cool. So every princess that was in Princess Fairy Tale Hall had their prince with them.
Now, were these character meets, were the lines like crazy long?
They were not.
Because that's a big problem with these events when they have the character meet and greets. And sometimes you spend the entire event just waiting online to see a character.
They weren't crazy like that. I mean, they also give away free food. So at the quick service places, you could get like chicken nuggets and fries, or just they had certain things at certain places.
Was free?
Free.
So I've gone to one this year.
Well, I forgot to introduce you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
They know who you are.
It's fine. So I've been to 3 of these, and I went to 2 at Magic Kingdom, 1 at Hollywood Studios, and I think I've only been 3, and I'm going to the one in Epcot on the 13th. But
how'd you get?
I guess the people who invited me, they texted me like a month ago about this, and were like, who I met last time. They were like, we're going again. Do you want to go? And then some people we were on the Italy cruise with also asked. So I was like, I don't know if they'd like.
Okay, well, somebody needs to invite me now.
Well, I don't know how they had it registered ahead of time. That's what I'm assuming is that they knew, because this one couple is like people that are the youngest people who own DVC that I've ever met, because I think they're younger than me. But anyway, they started. They used to not give food when it first started. Then they started to do the food thing. And the first one I ever went to, the line to get the food was about an hour and a half.
Get out!
Yeah, it was most of the event. I waited to get a hot dog. But then at the one I went to in Hollywood Studios, and the one I went to this year in Magic Kingdom. I think it was this year. It was at the very end of last year. I can't remember. But whatever the last one was. And they give you a voucher now when you come in, and it'll say it's good at these quick service locations for a meal that includes like, you know, a drink, a snack, whatever. And you just go with the coupon, and you can go get it wherever. So I went to Picos Bill at Magic Kingdom, and I loved it.
Okay, so like, let's say at the Magic Kingdom one, what attractions were open?
I mean, everything. I think actually.
Everything was open.
I can't think of one that wasn't open.
Yeah.
So
If I'm
okay,
being
let me. I
honest.
just want to make sure I'm clear here. So the event is free if you're a DVC member, right? If you're lucky enough to get in, they give you free food.
Yeah.
There are unusual character meet and greets,
There's merchandise.
Oh yeah.
and there's special merch.
Yep.
Oh, somebody needs to invite me to this. Okay,
Yeah.
Me
you
too,
need to
please.
invite me to this, and Jerry.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, hook us up. We're sitting here doing these shows. Take me to a party.
And so the Hollywood Studios one, I like the one at Magic Kingdom the best. So I only of the two because, like I said, it had all the attractions open. Jackie was saying there was the special fireworks show that had stuff from like Zootopia was in it. It's no projections, but it's got the music blaring. And
Were there any lines to these attractions, or very, very little?
no,
Very
I mean,
minimal.
I'm pretty like to get on Space Mountain. I think I waited like maybe 10 minutes, not even. I think
Yeah.
I just walked in I walked in and walked up and then was like, I waited the normal amount just for the car to come up. And
It's
So-
unreal.
but the Hollywood Studio ones was different. I don't think there was a special showing of anything at that one. There wasn't Phantasmic or anything. I don't remember any fireworks or anything. And that one was a lot more crowded than the Magic Kingdom one. The Magic Kingdom one felt, like there's a lot of people here. Like it's busy, but not like a busy, normal busy. But the Hollywood Studios ones, they had like the Ewoks were out. There were special characters everywhere. The big thing
So
was Toy Story Land.
these aren't empty the way
No.
like After Hours is.
No, because I waited 40 minutes for Slinky Dog or something like that, which I waited essentially like almost what you could probably catch at a normal wait during the day was, but I was with people who had never been, and it was at night and stuff. So, that was closer to when Toy Story had opened last
Yeah,
year,
so
so it
I
was
would
still
expect
fairly new.
Yeah.
But the Hollywood Studios one definitely felt like I was like, there's a lot of people everywhere. It more crowded. The Magic Kingdom ones have been like, I'll just go and do whatever I want. I don't care.
Because everybody disperses.
I got to be honest. I'm really shocked.
Yeah.
Like, because I know what it costs to throw parties. I know what it costs just a couple hours at Pandora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a multi-million-dollar party they're throwing, and
It
they're doing
is.
multiple ones a year.
Yes, and sometimes I get really infuriated when people complain because I don't understand. I mean, they don't understand how much it costs Disney to throw this party.
And it was non-existent prior to 2016. So
Exactly.
like for what?
Yeah,
90
so it also makes me wonder how long will it be around. You
Well,
know?
Right.
I was so excited when they announced the whole slate for 2019 because really,
And they do these out in Disneyland. They only do them once a year, I believe. And I did one. It was the end of January, I believe. They did the one out in Disneyland.
at
That would be
Disneyland.
really, really cool to go to.
It was the 31st too. It was New Year's Eve. No, not New Year's Eve. It was January 31st.
January
I
31st.
apologize. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're not going to close Disneyland down. on
No,
New
sorry.
Year's Eve.
I'm
DVC
sorry.
party.
Yeah, that's not what I meant to. Yeah.
But I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Now, is this a perk only available to direct?
Only direct purchase, yeah. Current resale packages won't get the membership card, which offers the incidental benefits. So you have to buy direct to get that.
Now, if you bought resale prior
Prior to 2016, you would have been able to go to those member events because you would have gotten the member cards and the member perks. But now
Right.
you don't get that.
Yeah.
But that's why
don't-
I did. That's why I did the small 75-point contract direct.
Yep.
And then everything else resale. So I've got my blue card, right? I can get all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I have all the
golden
points
ticket.
I want, and I have the booking window. It was really a very elegant solution.
It's the best of both worlds, yeah.
It is. It is. Because I wanted, the discounts don't matter to me because I have tables in Wonderland and I get better discounts with that.
And the annual pass
My
on
annual
merchandise.
pass on merchandise is a better discount than what DVC gives. So those discounts don't really matter to me. But stuff like the member cruise and stuff, I don't know. But I'll never use points on like ABD or cruises anyway because they're a terrible, it's a terrible waste of points.
Yeah.
and I think I will do a member cruise at some point. I want to be able to do that. But like parties like this, now you're talking my language.
Yeah, because it's special.
It's special.
And they make it special. I
Yeah.
mean, they really do. And you feel special when you can walk to. I mean, they don't just have Winnie the Pooh. They've got Winnie the
Yeah.
Pooh and all the friends.
There was like, in Pinocchio, the two, I can't remember the name, the like cats that
Yes.
like get him into the circus were there. There was like, they had a special dance party in Tomorrowland, and you're like, dance party, whatever. But they didn't advertise it in the map when you came in, but Darkwing Duck was over hanging out in that dance party. And I saw him walking away when I was running over. And then they had like
Can you
characters from
imagine?
Stitch that aren't normally in the park and stuff. So it wasn't just like, oh, there's one or two. There's a lot. And honestly, there was a lot more going on at this party than there are for the paid after hours event.
Wow.
So if you are a DVC member, I would try and get this. Like,
Not to
Super
play devil's
special.
advocate, though, but think about it. You were on the queue. You got it 4 a.m. this morning. You tried to get it. It wasn't available. So it's,
if you don't have, but if you really and truly, what I learned from that is if you don't have a reservation
Yeah.
for that part, when that party's happening, the likelihood of you getting it. But then again, who does that affect? That affects locals. So how many really?
I think it's a lot of people just put in the maximum number of guests that they're allowed to have come.
Well,
yeah.
good. I'm really
you.
counting on that because
There's people that watch the show that all you have to do is nobody says anything from this show on Tuesday, just be like, hey, this is what happened. Anybody got an extra spot?
me up.
I do have a
They're
question,
super
though.
friendly like that.
So let's say you're doing like the 2-bedroom villa, sleeps 8 people. You have a large family, so you're only allowed 5?
Yep. But here's the thing, though. So, like, my husband and I are both DVC members. So, but you can only invite.
So is it the household? So
It's
like
the
you and
household.
the household, you're covered. But it's
Right.
any non-household guest would be the 4
Yeah.
others. Is
So,
that right?
like, if there were more, like, if my whole family from Seattle was here, we could potentially run into trouble.
So you, your husband, and children would be covered, not as.
so you have a total of 5 people per,
So, like,
membership per household.
Per household.
Okay.
So now my parents are in on it with us. So if they happen to be here, I haven't experienced if that would work because they live across the country. So I would have to call to find out. I wish I knew the answer to that. I know what you're
Yeah,
asking. You're
yes.
saying, could they invite?
Well, so let's say I'm on the deed. I am on the deed. My wife's on the deed. So
Yeah.
that's. Do I get 4 and she gets 4, or is it
No.
just 4?
No,
total?
I think it's
No.
4 per membership.
It's so you two would count as 2.
Okay.
So it's you plus 4 people, 5 people.
so you'd have 3 more
total.
people you could bring with you for a total of 5.
Got it.
Yeah. So if you have 4 kids, you're toast.
So look, folks, I'm a cheap date. I'm a cheap date. You can vlog with us.
Yeah.
You want to vlog? Just
Oh.
got to get me in.
I have to tell them something too. So for the next ones are, like you said, at Animal Kingdom, July 18th, August 8th, and August 22nd. Booking opens on June 5th. You get a week ahead to register if you have a resort reservation.
Which
So
I
it
do
opens-
that August week.
Well, so June 5th and then June 12th it'll open for everyone.
So June 5th, I got to be in there.
You got to mark that on your calendar because today was that second date. So
Yeah.
that's why it was so difficult because
Well, I know somebody on the board said that when they went in, they had a reservation. They went in last week, and they were there at the very beginning. As soon as the number came up for them, it was 3,600 people.
Oh wow.
oof,
So it's really important that you get in there.
Oh, yeah.
and
Because multiply whatever number you are in the queue by 4.
Yeah.
Because that's how many people, and then think how many people are they inviting to the party. So do
But
that
you think
math.
about it, you think like, even there, 3,600 people in the queue, and it still hadn't sold out by the time they opened this up. Now, granted, this sold out in about 11 seconds, but so
Yeah.
very excited. Hopefully somebody out there has an extra spot for me and Jar. My boy over here.
I'll take it.
He's going to hand out free resales. No, he's not. Yeah, I'm very interested to eventually do one of these, and hopefully I will. So that's it. We wanted to talk about that. So that's going to do it for our show for today. We hope you enjoyed it. We will see you again next week with another episode of the Disney Vacation Club show. Have a great week.